the technical artist who did the VFX and animation on Turnbound. Turnbound is an engine building auto battler made in Godot. While the battle might start off simple, once you've built your engine, the game can soon become quite elaborate. The job of the VFX and animation is to tell the story of the battle, to tell the player if your engine is working, to communicate the energy and causality. Here's a battle with the effects taken out. As a player, you're not sure why anything's happening, let alone who's attacking what, and as a result, it's incomprehensible and even worse, unengaging. Here's that same battle again with the effects added back in. The battle feels alive. It's clear what's being attacked with these hefty slam animations. Seeing a bomb appear creates a moment of expectation in the player, knowing multiple tiles will be damaged. And there's a direct relationship between this energetic charge effect and the unique abilities of this tile. Because Turnbound is an asynchronous multiplayer, we were looking for a way to make that compelling through player fantasy, establishing this intimate setting where it's just you playing a haunted board game against the ghosts of players who've come before. While looking for ways to heighten this experience, we explored physical board games. We discussed how we'd achieve pieces you feel like you could reach out and pick up, like these Mahjong tiles. Though this presented an issue, the game had already been made in 2D. If you're familiar with Godot, you may be asking, how are you rendering a 3D object in a 2D view? It might be easier to understand with this earlier iteration. Layering up several 2D objects with a sprinkle of shader magic, you end up with this charming illusion. The tile starts out as a mesh with some very deliberate vertex colours, which allows the shader to rotate and skew the mesh. Combine that with some textures and a gradient, and you have a 3D but not 3D tile. So when you're looking at the game and perceive something as 3D, you have fallen for my clever ruse. It even works with lighting. If Turnbound had lighting, which it doesn't, but if it did, it would. My general tech art philosophy is you should try to solve problems which are easy to solve but impress the player. This is an example of a difficult problem which, when working, looks like nothing has been done at all. The major downsides to this technique are as soon as you start animating anything, you must make sure everything is drawn in the correct order. Also, transparency will not work. For the blue tile ghosts, they are rendered off-screen to a render texture. This effect certainly elevated the game, though in the long run was probably just adding technical debt to not switching to a proper 3D render pipeline. Another trick used extensively in the game is creating procedural meshes along a curve. Very useful for curvy things like projectiles, but you'd be surprised where else they come in handy. When you want to move something from A to B, you could just move it. Or you could draw a line from A to B, make it a curve with a bit of personality, generate a mesh along that curve, then whoa, you've got smear frames. You can give a flat texture so much personality by just moving it along a curved mesh. No other effects necessary. The curves also came in handy when animating the tiles as they attack. Showing how you affect your opponent in this game is pretty straightforward. The attacks are very grounded and literal, but showing how your engine is affecting itself was more tricky. This was the system I came up with. Whenever an effect is granted, there's this little shine which draws your eye from cause to effect. Here's a trinket granting the weapons a damage buff. We also have effects that live in the cracks and crevices of the board. They help glue everything together. We've tried to ensure that if you're an experienced player, you can know exactly what's happening and why. So that's how a few of the effects you see in Turnbound were made. Here's a little showreel of those techniques in action, plus some of the many more.